This is Levi with SunRotor. Today we're going to walk through the process of splicing our SunRotor solar pumps to the drop cable. This is the drop cable I've already pre-cut, so we don't have to sit and wait through that. We have some 4:1 heat shrink ratio heat shrink, 12 gauge butt connectors. We have some electrical tape, 3/4 inch heat shrink sleeve for the last heat, for safety, and we have a heat gun. This is easier to do in a shop with a heat gun. It can also be done with a propane torch, but I recommend doing it with a heat gun because it's a lot easier to control the amount of heat going whenever you're sealing up the ends. The tools are, we have a butt crimp tool, we have some wire cutters, and some wire strippers, which again I've already stripped off. The pump that we're going to be splicing today is one of our most sold pumps, which is the SR4 pump. And we've got a black, blue, and a brown wire, which are already labeled 1, 2, and 3, and we'll get to what that means in a second. Where I would typically start, and where a lot of people go wrong if they have an extra heat shrink sleeve like we provide whenever we splice our. So I would start with putting this over the top of the pump cable wire and sliding it down, and it'll be there for later. That way you don't forget it. Okay. So we provide double insulated cable. That way it's more secure for above ground whenever the wire is. That way rodents can't chew through it as easy, and also abrasion resistant for when it's in the hole. So where I would typically start on this is, it doesn't matter what color we go with on here, we just need to splice all of these butt crimps to the drop cable. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I would start with the D. There's an indentation on these butt crimps, and there is a nipple on the tool. So I would start with the indentation going as close as you can to that indentation, but not on the indentation, and go ahead and crimp it down. If you notice, I only strip back so much on this double insulated cable. That way, whenever we go to perform the last task with the 3/4 inch heat sleeve, it covers all of the exposed cable here. So I'm going to go ahead and put all 3 of these heat shrink sleeves on so we don't forget before we crimp the other side. Okay, so I've stripped these off a little bit longer than you would normally for this, right? And there's a reason I do that. It's because this is 14 gauge wire and these are 12 gauge butt splices. So the reason why I have stripped those back so long is because we will create a bend in this wire before we stick it in here, so we get a better hold when we crimp it down. Alright. And on the other side, be sure to use the nibble of the butt crimp tool in the same fashion as we did on the drop cable side. So so I'm going to go ahead and put all 3 of the butt crimps in the middle of these heat shrinks, and we're going to turn our heat gun on and kind of slowly melt in the middle of the heat shrink so that it doesn't slide back and forth. So once we got it kind of sticky, since the pump wire is a little bit smaller than the drop cable wire, we're going to shrink from middle up towards the pump cable wire, and since heat rises, we're going to put the open end up and kind of work our way around. It'll help create a better seal as it goes up. If you do it the other way, if you put this open end on the bottom and you try to work it down, you have more times you can get a air bubble stuck in the adhesive lining. Just gonna keep working it up until all the air is out. And we're going to flip it over and do it to the other side. When we're done, you should have some glue kind of seeping out both sides of the wire. And we're going to let that sit for a couple minutes so this can harden before we do the next step. So we waited a couple minutes and these things have now hardened up and they've kind of turned to more of an opaque white versus a translucent clear, I guess. So take note that if you didn't splice it in this color fashion, make sure you take note that which wire you splice to what, because that's going to matter when you go to wire it up to the controller above ground. But here we've wired the black one to the black one, the brown one to the green, and blue to red. Black is 1, blue is 2, and brown is 3. After we've waited long enough to slide this sleeve over, we're going to put that splice in the middle of this sleeve, and we're just going to create another barrier so that we don't have any service calls because of the pump splice. Again, we're going to start here in the middle and we'll work our way up. The middle is strained up and the pump cable is a little bit thinner, so we're going to work it towards that side first. I'll let that cool down, and last thing we'll do is we'll just kind of put a safety loop in here. That way we're kind of planning for our future, because nothing works forever. We will eventually have to cut this splice to make repairs on this pump in the future. And some wells are very sensitive on where they're set in the water well. So whenever we're done with this, we'll make a safety loop. This is what the tape is for. Just put some tape around this. Here our safety loop. Also, in case if the safety rope breaks, it's not just the pump is not being suspended by the splices here in the heat shrink, it's actually being suspended by this safety loop. And whenever you go to cut the splice to either put a new pump on in the future, you have enough room to be able to set the pump exactly where you pulled it out at. And we would then tape all this up with tape, but I'm not going to waste your time to do that.